area on 107.3 FM. Good morning. Turn your radios up. Great show today. Everybody watching on our YouTube and Facebook, hit that like and follow as well as subscribe. We got my man, Coach Kevin Johnson, the head basketball coach at Southern University, men's basketball coach. Good morning, Coach.
Good morning.
All right, let's go through the opening weekend. Turn him up just a little bit for me, Mike. Opening weekend for the SWAC, right? You guys went on the road, had to go over this. They call it the Texas two-step. But let's look at other scores around the conference before we get to you. Prairie View was able to beat Grambling 73-55. Jackson State, and a close one with Alcorn on the road, 72-69. Alabama State, big victory over Mississippi Valley, 84-55. How about Pine Bluff going on the road, taking on Alabama A&M? The Golden Lions fall short, 89-79 by 10. And then Bethune-Cookman against today's opponent, Florida A&M. Bethune-Cookman gets the victory, 62-55. And now we talk about Southern. You guys having to go over to Houston, take on Texas Southern, a very tough team that we know traditionally has been a perennial power in this conference. And on the road is definitely a tough place for any team in this conference to have to go to Texas Southern and get a victory. And Coach Johnson, you and your team was able to get it done 67-58 in this ball game. You guys shot 23 of 52, shooting 44%, 12 of 27 from the three-point line, shooting 44%, and 9 of 16 from the three-point line, shooting 56%. On the other side for Texas Southern, your defense held them 17 of 61, shooting that ball game for 27%. 5 of 18 from the three-point line, shooting 27%, and 19 of 23 from the free throw line, shooting 82% in that ball game. Let's talk about that matchup real quick between you guys and Texas Southern having to go on the road in a tough environment.
You know, I'm proud of our guys for the way they battled and fought in that game. And, you know, it was kind of a tale of two different games. I thought we did a tremendous job executing our defensive game plan at Texas Southern. You know, I know we made some shots, but our offense has to get better. But nevertheless, a tremendous defensive effort, and to be able to finish that game off, you know, on the road, I think you know, hats off to our guys fighting through and getting that done. You know, I played at Texas Southern before. You know, we got beat there last year, but at other universities I played there before. And for some reason, you can be up in the second half late in a game over there, and then that crowd, they take one play, and then they start getting into it, and they start bringing them back. I think the same thing kind of happened in our women's game, but I'm so proud of our guys for fighting off that crowd. So we need some people in the building today. Come early. Wear your blue and gold swag, and stay late, be loud, and stay on those referees.
Yeah, you know, I've been to a Texas Southern and Southern's basketball game over at Texas Southern. Rowdy place, especially when they get in it can become really. I'm from the cheerleaders to the bands to the folks behind you sitting. It can be a really rowdy place, man, and a tough place to go get a victory. But you guys were able to get it done. And then on Monday, to the other side of the Texas two-step, but around the conference, of course, you had those rivalry games, Jackson State, Alcorn, FAMU, and Bethune-Cookman over the weekend, so you didn't have as many games on Monday. But Texas Southern getting the victory in overtime over Grambling, 71-66. You look at Alabama A&M keeping things going, getting the victory over Mississippi Valley State, 79-67. And then Bama State against UAPB in a close one. And a high-scoring game, a 2-point victory for the Hornets of Alabama State, 93-91 over the Golden Lions. And then, of course, you guys going over to Prairie View, Texas, taking on Prairie View, and it was close just like those other ones, Coach. You guys pull out of there 84-80 over Prairie View. And in this ball game, the Jaguars, your team shoots 33 of 62 for 53%, 4 of 14 from the three-point line for 28%, and 14 of 27 from the free throw line, shooting 51%. You guys were able to get 17 fast break points, 58 points in the paint, able to dominate in the paint in that game on the other side for Prairie View. 25 of 46, shooting 54%, 8 of 16 from the three-point line, shooting 50%, and then 22 of 31, shooting 41% from the free throw line. Looking at your team, you never trailed in this ball game, and your largest lead was 15, but Prairie View made it close at the end, Coach.
Yeah, you know, they always do. Prairie View's always going to play us hard. A lot of things going on there. But I think the difference in that game was you talked about our points in the paint. Our execution was really, really good against Prairie View, and we got a high percentage of shots. So we shoot over 50% from the field. Didn't shoot the three-point ball as well, but when you're getting layups and you're dominating the paint, that's usually the team that comes out on top. If I had anything negative to say about that game, we got to be better from the free throw line. 14 of 27. I mean, that game ended up being a 4-point game, but should not have been. But hopefully our guys learn from that. We spent a lot of time working on free throws this week, so we know if we're going to be good down the stretch, we got to make our free throws. But to open up the weekend, I told our guys, I said, some people are going to be 0-2, some people are going to be 1-1. What are we going to be? And they accepted that challenge.
Now, looking at this weekend, of course, it's going to be the home opener for conference play. What kind of basketball style that you have that fans can come see? Would you say this is a mostly mid-range shooting team, three-point heavily, or this team bangs in the paint?
I wouldn't consider us a banging team, but what we want to do is, man, we want to play hard. We want to get after you defensively. We want to play up tempo. And I guess the way I describe it is I want to play advantage basketball. If we're driving the ball into the paint and the ball has energy and the ball is moving, then we're at our best, and that's a fun style to watch. And so that's what I'm looking forward to getting into the game today.
Now, FAMU comes into today's ball game 0-1 in conference play. They're 3-9 on the season. They played their only conference game against Bethune-Cookman, who's going to be here on Monday. FAMU in that game against Bethune-Cookman shot 20 of 51, coach, for 39%. They jacked up a lot of threes, 29 threes, 7 of 29 from the three-point line, shooting 24%, and 8 of 12 from the free throw line. When you look at this FAMU team today in this home opener, what do you see from them?
First of all, they got a new coach. Young coach coming from the NAIA ranks. So he's got a lot of energy, and their team plays with a lot of energy. The two things that stick out watching them on tape is that they have a lot of size. They could have a front line today of 6'11", 6'10", 6'8". And then the other thing you mentioned earlier is, they want the three ball. They want to take a lot of threes. So we're going to have to be able to defend them on the interior with that size, and we're going to have to be able to defend the three-point line.
Let me ask you this. On the other side, Monday's opponent, which is going to be at home as well, Reggie Theus and Bethune-Cookman. This is a team who we went 0-3 against last year, and you talked about it, whether you have to go there, see them in Birmingham or in Baton Rouge. Reggie Theus is going to have his team ready to play, and you said in Swag Media basketball, he felt a little disrespected the way that they had them set up, and he starts conference play beating FAMU. In that game against FAMU, and you're going to see them on Monday, they shot 22 of 54, shooting 40%, 8 of 18 from the three-point line, shooting 44%, and very modest from the free throw line, 10 of 13, shooting 76%. They got a lot of points in the paint as well. Not as many as you guys were able to get against Prairie View, 26 points in the paint compared to FAMU's 22, but looking ahead to Monday because fans, that's the game I'm really looking forward to, Monday against Bethune-Cookman. I want to see this one between you and Reggie Theus, but looking ahead at the Wildcats as well as on Monday, man, that matchup.
Yeah, it'll be no different than the rest of the SWAC matchups. To be honest with you, last year was what it was. Like I said, each one of those games was different, and we got to be ready to play no matter who the opponent. Right now I can't see past FAMU, but we need to come out and do a good job today, and then we'll get ready for Monday.
And for the fans out there listening, man, it is a Saturday. We're not dealing with any snow, any inclement weather, just a little cold out there. They can put on them southern hoodies, southern hats, scullies, and get your southern jackets together and come over to the F.G. Clark Activity Center. You guys tip off at 5 o'clock. But your message to the Jaguar Nation that's out there listening, here across Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas, to get them to come over, man, and watch and support you guys today.
There's a couple of other schools that are bragging that they have the best home court. There's no doubt in my mind that the Mini Dome is the best place to play, and we have the best fans, the most passionate, the most loyal. And, we want to get out there today and we want to put it on the line for Jaguar Nation and those fans. And, I tell you, wear that blue and gold swag, come out in there and, and shake what your mama gave you when that jukebox start humming. And, we got the, I want to shout out to Benny's. Benny sponsored our 3-point T-shirts for the second year in a row. So, urge our guys on when we make those threes, those T-shirts come flying. So
I need me one.
Yeah, we want to give out as many T-shirts as we can. And then I even want to talk about a new contest. Make sure when you come in the door today, you sign up for the Shoot for the Money. We've got a partnership with Exxon Federal Credit Union where they're going to give fans an opportunity to shoot for the money. If you make a layup, a free throw, a three-pointer, and a half-court shot, you could walk out of that dome with $1,000. But you have to sign up.
I need to sign
up. You're not eligible unless you sign up.
I need $1,000.
As soon as you come through the door, do not forget to sign up. I think the only thing you'll have to do is provide them with an email. But a lot of new things happening. So let's practice dome today and see if we can get this home court started off right.
I'm ready for it, Coach. Let me ask you, Coach. Would you say you're a better free throw shooter or a 3-point shooter?
And I don't want to brag, Perry, but if you go look at the numbers, I was pretty good in both, and I'm gonna just leave it at that.
Okay, because I'm asking. I may want to challenge you at a halftime one time at a girls' game or something. I don't know, on a Thursday night.
I'll take that challenge.
I like that. That's what we try. Let's get it going hey. Maybe it brings some people to the girls' game on those Thursday nights, man. Maybe we could do something. But, Coach, I appreciate you coming on today, man. It's always it is man, look, I just love having conversations with you because I know you're going to keep it real. You're going to be honest. And at the same time, you're going to get that team out there prepared, ready to play basketball. You guys take on Florida A&M. The Rattlers come in town today. Tip off at 5 o'clock. Jaguar Nation, as you're listening, Coach saying, be sure to get in there, be loud. He says, shake what your mama gave you. And he always say, make sure you give the refs hell. Isn't that right, Coach?
Ain't no doubt about it, man. I tell you what, I thought the fans at Prairie View did that, and I think it helped them stay in that game. But always a pleasure to be on, Perry, and, go Jags.
Thank you, Coach.